Milan and Juve in Serie A. We're joined by Stewart Robson. Jules, this was a tremendous entertainment, I saw. Despite both teams being really, really under strength. 7 players out for Milan, 3 for Juve. Robbo, I got to ask you this because you like your tactics. The fact that it was so end-to-end, that both teams really went to it, Milan at 1-1 rather than sitting back and defending, saying, "Oh, we're going for the jugular, we're going to go for the win here." Did that take away from it, or did you enjoy it? Or did the tactician in you say, like, well, why don't they go and tighten up? Or are you okay with it?
No, tactics work both ways. Tactics can be defensive tactics, they can be attacking tactics. And I really enjoyed the game because I thought there was different ways that they were trying to break the opposition down. There were some great individual battles between the left-back Theo Hernandez for Milan and Chiesa for Juventus. There was the spare player, Dallo, I don't think made the most of it. I mean, that was a big loss for Milan that they couldn't play Calabria there because he'd have been bombing down that right-hand side because Ramsey wanted to come in field. So there was lots of different areas where there was opportunities to attack. Çalhanoğlu doesn't come back too often, so he was always the spare player because Bentancur at times went forward as well. So I thought it was a great game, great entertainment. In the end, the right result as well.
I made the point that Federico Chiesa, Juve's big signing this summer, he really is the future of the club, and he needs to perform. And it was acrimonious because, as we know, when you move from Fiorentina to Juve, you become persona non grata forever in Tuscany, right? Just go ask.
We've seen
that many times. They really don't like Juve. This was his coming out party. I want to hear from both of you because we've seen glimpses of him at Juve and we've seen a little bit of him at Fiorentina. But I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. Hit the woodwork, scored 2 goals. The first one, the little back heel from Dybala, pretty. Yeah. The second one, I thought, just technically, he seems off balance, and he still gets so much power on the ball. He also, as I said, he hit the woodwork too. Is this it? Is he the value added? Is this? I mean, at some point, when you transition away from Cristiano, which at some point you're going to do, this is who you transition to, right, Jules?
Yeah, I think he was really good, of course, on that right-hand side. I think that formation suits him more than if you play with a back 3 and you put him as a right wing back, for example, or even in a 4-3-3 formation. I think it's better to play him that way. But he was good. I thought he was helped by the fact that Theo Hernandez had a bad game defensively, certainly, and didn't close him down enough, was not aggressive enough in his defending against Chiesa, and left him too much time on the ball on both. Well, on the second goal, especially on the first one, I think he's a bit late as well. But yeah, good to see that confidence from Chiesa.
Robbo, your thoughts on Chiesa?
It was brilliant, and he had to put up with a bit of pressure. I just go back to what Jules said there. The first 2 challenges that Theo Hernandez made, he got stuck into Chiesa. Chiesa went down fairly easy, screaming, and you thought maybe he didn't fancy the game. But that very first time he got the ball and went past Theo Hernandez, that meant Theo Hernandez couldn't get tight to him. And then he played the little 1-2. It wasn't good defending, but I thought he was outstanding. He showed that he could run down the side of Hernandez. He showed that when he played in field, he could go and join in. The second goal, the pass from Dybala wasn't a particularly good one. It was smashed at him. It bounced just in front of him, but his first touch was excellent. And the finish was brilliant because I don't think anybody expected at that point. The game was going backwards and forwards, and it was just a great goal from a player that was on top of him. And the great thing was he was disappointed to be taken off, and I don't quite know why he was taken off just after scoring his second goal.
Cramps. Cramps. Let's hope it's not more serious than that.
One thing from Milan's perspective, obviously we talked about all the absentees. Just a very quick recap. They're missing Ibrahimović and they're missing Rebić up front. They're missing Tonali, Benacer, and Krunic in midfield, which meant they literally had to invent a midfielder to play alongside Frank Kessie. They went with it. They went with Calabria, normally plays right back. And of course at the back they were also missing Gabbia, who was another option for them. Did you like the way Pioli approached the game? Because I think at 1-1, you wonder if maybe now we've given everything. Let's take our foot off the gas. Maybe let's try to hit Juve on the break rather than keeping on attacking, since Juve have the individuals, right? That would be your criticism, right?
Yeah,
Jules?
no, it's just I was screaming at the TV. Just go defensive but I love the fact that he kept the identity. They kept playing. They got done by a better team. I'm just wondered if at 1-1, with all the players missing, you just thought, okay, let's take a point here.
I think, Robbo, this is one of the seminal changes in Italian football that's happened. Not everybody, but the idea that at 1-1, you figure, let's go for the knockout blow and knock Juve out of the title race or thereabouts. And maybe wouldn't have done it if Inter hadn't lost earlier in the day, because then they'd be playing catch up. But to do that rather than to go and defend the lead, I thought was a brave choice from Pioli. In the end, it didn't work, but football's richer because people make those choices, right?
Yeah, and what Pioli was doing from the side of the field, even when it was 1-1 and the game could go either way, he was demanding the defensive side of the game, but higher up the field. He was driving Castillejo on to go and close down quickly. He was demanding from his front players to go and press the ball. And that's the problem with that. Yes, you can win it back. And yes, they were doing really well, but you can be played around. And that's what Juventus did on several occasions. They played around that press. And Milan got more and more tired. And some of their midfield players just couldn't get backwards and forwards anymore. The front players, the wide players, Hauger, Castillejo, couldn't defend anymore because they were absolutely shattered. And that's maybe when he should have made the changes, when it was 1-1, not just in his tactics, but in the personnel as well. I know he didn't have too many players to bring on, but he needed fresh legs.
He brought on Maldini. Come on, man. The other Maldini.
Would have been the player for me to bring on at right back or bring on at centre half and just get Calabria back to right back and just put another midfield player on. That would have been the way. Kalulu, when I've seen him play this season, has been excellent.
Yeah, no, Kalulu maybe could have come on earlier. Yeah. I mean, if we want to go and nitpick, I think this is what we're going to do. I'm going to wrap this to give you my view. I think the single biggest challenge is going to be, everybody's like, oh, if they're this good without Ibra, what are they going to be like when Ibra and Benacer, all the injured guys, come back? I think it's going to might be a little bit of a challenge keeping the right balance, the right spirit when he comes back. But if Pioli nails this, they're on their way to the Serie A title.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.